Hey guys, welcome to another tutorial video here. In this one we are looking at maybe, in my opinion I think it is, but maybe the most overpowered way of scoring on FIFA 21. FIFA 21 shooting is pretty consistent across the board when it comes to in the box. Driven shots seem pretty good, near post, far post power shots are good, finesse shot is very good when you use it at the right angles. There is a great variety of ways to score on this game. Outside the box though, I don't see many people scoring many goals. Power shots outside the box are pretty awful. I see occasionally people scored free kicks, but what I haven't seen people really do is going for the long range finesse shots. In my opinion, they are very good on this game. I was playing a rivals game the other night where I was about 3 goals up, and I went for a crazy one from about 25 to 30 yards, and it just flew into the top corner. My opponent put his controller down to stop playing, so I was like, rather than just sit here and not do anything, I'm going to just test them out, because that one looked crazy. And then with Samuel Eto'o, I scored 9 out of 10 from pretty crazy positions. I recorded it, as in the clips afterwards, so I'm going to show you those goals and talk you through them. You might be able to see my dog in the background there, he's joining in the recording. Yeah, I scored a crazy amount of them. They just seemed ridiculous, so I've started to experiment with them more, and they seem really good. They're very consistent. What I will say is, I'm recording this as of today, 3rd of November. We've had a new patch. Nothing was in the patch notes about finesses, but from long distance, like 25-30 yards, they don't seem quite as consistent. For the purpose of this video, I will show you the Eto'o ones that went in. Bear in mind, like I said, these were pre-patch. I still think they can go in like that, but maybe not quite as consistently. But I went into a friendly with Jambu. He let me just shoot from lots of different positions, and what we tended to find was from 25 to 30 yards you could score some crazy ones, but they wasn't as consistent. Still good enough to sometimes go for if it opens up, especially if you have good players. These long range finesse shots do tend to be quite player stat dependent, so you're not going to be able to score with centre backs. Whereas in the box finishing you can score with nearly anyone. Whereas these outside the box you are going to need some better players. I'll talk you through some of the stats you want for them. The other thing that Jambu did was he let me shoot from like 20 yards with him, and from the edge of the box these tend to go in nearly every single time, so I would definitely say this is probably where it's most OP. You're going to get a lot of goals if you watch this video and see how I'm shooting them. Edge of the box, 20 to 25 yards, they go in nearly every time if you get the power right. So I'm going to show you the clips. From that I'll show you the Eto'o one so you can see some crazy ones. You can make your own mind up, but for me it's a crazy way of scoring. It's going to open up some new techniques and going to get some goals that people aren't going to expect. A lot of people don't mark these, they don't go for them. I never see anyone else going for them. I've been doing them about a week now. They seem pretty crazy, so watch the clips, see what you think. The things you need to look for in stats: finishing and long shots are the two most important stats. Shot power does matter, because obviously the higher the shot power, the more likely, even if it is on target and accurate, is to beat the keeper. I don't think curve has any relevance to it. For me, curve is just about passing. The composure stat does matter a bit. These finesse shots do get affected if a defender's right on top of you. Mbappe is a bit worse with them when a defender gets near him, whereas like an R9 with high composure doesn't get as affected as much. You want high weak foot. I wouldn't shoot outside the box with someone's weak foot really if you want any consistency, so it makes R9s not even better at them. They can do it on either foot. And then the finesse shot trait does make a difference. I don't think it's crazy, but it definitely does help. Okay, so like I say here, what I'm going to show you is a bunch of examples of the finesse shots. I'm not going to filter out the missed ones. I'm just going to show you how they were, so you can make your mind up. It's not me just picking and choosing the ones that look good or the ones that don't look good. Like I say, it's a bit easier here because Jambu's literally trying to let me have them. In game, people will dive in. If you're good on the edge of the box, these chances do open up. They might not be more than 2 or 3 times a game, but it's just letting you know this technique's there, so when they do open up in game, you're going to get a really good chance. So Jambu's just doing offside traps to let me go for him. So here, nice easy one from Eto'o, bangs it straight top corner. Jambu, that was a kick off, so what Jambu's done is he's kicked it out of play and made sure when I go for these finesses, they're not from kickoff, so there's no chance there's a boost from the kickoff. So you can see this one here just gets caught. If you look though, we'll go back. Watch here. The defender here, when I shoot, the defender here is right next to where his foot's almost touching it. If you shoot with a defender really close to you like that, it does tend to mess it up a bit. If the defender had been like there or there, it tends to just bend it around him and go in. But if a defender's right on top of you like that, it just tends to not be very consistent. So you do need to watch out for that. That's an important point I'd make. So like I said, Jambu's just giving me the ball back. Okay, so here, straight in the top corner. Some of these we're going to have to go backwards like that. You can see there, he's backed off a bit. Like I said, this does open up quite a bit in game when you get good at dribbling, you find space. This angle here, where you just bend it far corner, you want to do about 3 bars of power. If you're shooting from 25 yards, it has to be 3 bars. You can see bottom corner there. Shoot the 3 bars of power, and it just flies into the corner a lot of the time. When I'm skipping ahead, it's like 10 seconds, because you don't want to see Jambu just kicking the ball out. See there? Flies in again from the edge of the area. So we're on the edge there. The man there was right on top of R9, so it wasn't the best time to actually go for it. It was a bit of a poor decision to shoot from there. Okay, there, just flies around the keeper. This is Allison in net as well, one of the highest rated keepers in the game, so very consistently just flies past them. I did this with Eto against Nick Pope, so I was worried, is it just because he's an 82 rated keeper, but it works against Neuer, Courtois, ter Stegen. You can see here, quite far out. I think there, again, if you look, let's go back a bit. I think here, if you look, the defender's quite near me. It's not close enough that I think it should miss, but again, it would be a bit silly if these were literally 100% of the time that they work. See there, right in the top corner. That is the type of position where you are going to get in game as well. Right in the top corner again. That one there, I think I should have taken another touch up. I don't think it was the best angle to go for. Getting the angles perfect does matter. If you don't get the angle right, you will end up missing a lot of these. There, right in the top corner again. You can see, maybe so far, I'd say 2 out of 3, 3 out of 4. Somewhere 65, 75% are probably going in. That one didn't really make sense to me. Like there, that is a pretty good angle. Maybe I needed to take one more touch just to let it get out of his feet a bit more. Sometimes that can affect it. When I decided to make this video, it was before this new patch. And the finesse shots definitely have been slightly nerfed on this patch. I was considering, this one's crazy, that's the first time finesse. I need to experiment more with them, but I am wondering if they could be pretty crazy again this year. I was considering, they're not like going every single time, do I just stop this video, but I think they're still good enough, as you can see from here, that they do fly in a lot, that it's still worth showing you guys that they're a viable option. That one there was pretty crazy. Like 25 yards out nearly. Again, crazy one with R9 there. Let's watch that one back. That one's like 23 yards out. A lot of the times on this game, keepers just tend to sit on the 6-yard line. Just fly in. Again, that's like 4 in a row now that I've gone in. That one there, we'll watch it back. I'm wondering, did I not put enough power on? Let's have a look. No, I did put enough. Maybe I think there, maybe it was because I was still sprinting. Ideally, when you do these, you want to be not sprinting, have taken a touch to get the ball out of your player's feet, and then 3 bars of power into the far corner. That one there, amazing from Eto. I'll show you a few more. crazy again. Sometimes the keepers don't even move. Right in the corner. Those are all that I recorded with Jambu. Like I say, it's not going to be that easy in game. I'm not trying to kid you guys and just make out that every single time in game you just score these like that. In game, the things you need to look out for. How close is defenders to you? Sometimes if the defender's in a certain angle, and you kind of learn this, and I'll show you in the auto clips afterwards, you can kind of bend it around them. But you have to be careful if it's the angle where you can bend it around them, or if it's the one where they'll just block it. You want to not be sprinting, make sure it's on a strong foot, and get the angle right. You'll somewhat just learn these through practicing, but as you can see, they are pretty consistent and they're good enough that they're worth doing. Yes, I've got R9 and Etta, but with a Hawk, you can get 10 long shots, 5 finishing and 10 shot power. A lot of very good cheap players are going to be able to have high enough stats that these are going to be pretty consistent. And anywhere from 15 to 20 yards, these are going to be a really effective way of scoring, opening people up and scoring goals that you just wouldn't have had available to you before this. It's not that I want you to every time you get it just shoot all the time, but just having it in your locker can scare people. If you can score that one goal from that little half chance that you get, that someone gives you a bit of space, that can make a big difference. And if people are scared of these, then they're going to give you more space to pass around and dribble. Okay, in these clips here, this is just me recording some clips from the Rivals game that I played where I scored some pretty crazy ones with Samuel. Yeah, this was the first one I scored that I think was pretty crazy. So in this one, the opponents genuinely tried to defend me. The ones after this, the opponent had given up and put his control down. But this shows one here of where people do try to defend you. I get a bit of space, and look, this is the angle here where it kind of bends around him. You can see there the defender's close, but you can kind of use his body to bend it round. Let's have a look here. Look where it goes. So I aim at the top corner, and it just absolutely flew in. And over my weekend league, I scored a lot of these similar to it, and beat people like Courtois, Ter Stegen, etc. Okay, we'll show you just a few more of these so you can just see what Eto'o was doing. Like I say, I recorded these as a clip, so... This one he had put his control down at this point, but they're flying in. Again, right in the corner. A lot of it for me is just getting the angle right, getting the technique, shot power, knowing like 3 bars. If you can master this, if you have a just decent player, they're going to open up new goal scoring opportunities for you. This one here beats the keeper with ease again. Another one flies past the keeper. Like I say, I think it was 9 out of 10 in this game that went in. I don't think all of them went on as clips. I think this one's pretty crazy. Look how far up this one goes into the corner. This one is absolutely insane, the bending. It's like it's unsavable. If this opens up in a game, I'm definitely going to be going for them. I think that they're just too good at this point of the game that they might end up getting nerfed even more. They definitely got nerfed in the latest patch, but I still think they're very strong. They're definitely worth going for. And on the edge of the box, like 20 yards out, they're going to be amazing. At this point of the game, I still think there's an argument that these might be a little bit too strong. From 25 to 30 yards, it definitely looks like they've taken a bit of a nerf. If you're just struggling to break someone down and you have a good player with good shooting stats and it opens up, it might be worth having to go for them still, because they do go in still, they're just not quite as consistent. From the edge of the box though, as you saw, they're like 80% roughly of chance of going in, I think, if you get into the right position. And to have an 80% chance of scoring from the edge of the box, which saves you a lot of effort in having to break people down, it's going to be amazing. Learn this technique, start getting the shot power right. You can even practice it in the arena if you need to. Getting the power right, getting the angle right. In game it's going to be a bit harder. You have to be careful about the pressure of a man putting you off, not being off balance, getting the right touch, hitting it at the right time, not sprinting. But if you can master these, it's going to open up a new weapon to your game and make you a far better player. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it.